Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new series of Imperator Rome here on the Lord Master channel. I became a bit impatient on waiting for the next upcoming update, which is called the Marius update, as well as its DLC, Heirs of Alexander, and so I decided, well, as I said, I've become impatient, so let's just do a little mini-series, shall we? Because I need to add some Imperator Rome content in my channel after doing the past two video series with Tarentum and Massalia. But now I feel like, well, we should do a mini-series, because I predict mini-series because the nation I'm about to play as, well, I'm not expected to last that long, but hey, need something entertaining, and also to add a little bit of interest to it as well. But as I said before, this is not the Marius update. This is still, as you can see, well, if you could barely see because of the black text there, it says version 1.5.3 Menander. Yes, and also I've added 3 mods, which isn't a huge change. It's just to add a little bit of variety to it. One is interesting histories, and the other is interesting treasures, and the third is more cultural names. So it's just little small additions and whatnot. So let's just get started here. In which, back then I said that I was going to play as Athens for the upcoming Marius update. Well, that can wait because, well, obviously we're doing this little mini-series, but it is still going to be set in Greece, just not Athens, but rather its next-door neighbor, the city-state of Thebes. There's a Theban heritage. Once the leading military and hegemonic power in mainland Greece, Thebes was completely destroyed by Alexander the Great. Cassandros of Macedon, however, rebuilt the city, inviting Theban exiles who once again established themselves in their old homes in Boeotian, eager to reclaim the heritage of Epaminondas. The Thebans are now ready to rise again. And I hope I never get to say that man's name again because I haven't heard any audio, anything that relates to the history of Thebes relating to that man. But anyways, the positives are national freeman happiness +8, heavy infantry discipline +10, but the only drawback is heavy infantry maintenance cost. You could say if we have heavy infantry, they will be fighting well, but they're expensive to keep. It is an autocratic monarchy, which is, well, obviously a monarchy, but absolute. And so we know obviously they're Hellenic, and they're of the Boeotian Greeks, which is a member of the Hellenistic group compared to all of these. Compared to all the other two series I've done where I played as Tarentum, later formed it as the Italite League, and Magna Graecia, where we were mainly Italiotian Greeks. And then with Massalia, later the Boeotian League with the Massalian down there. But now we're Boeotian. Again, I heard it on a video that they pronounced it as such, so I'm pronouncing it as such. Boeotian. I don't know if that's correct because I heard some people say Boeotia. So either both pronunciations are correct or one's more correct. So if you want to correct me, go ahead and do so. And anyways, the man in charge, the Basileus, will be Hippostratos Aristodemon. One problem. Man's got no martial, but he's got finesse and charisma and no zeal. He is tolerant and self-controlled. Not quite the, the olden days of Thebes during its heyday, which happened earlier in that century. In Babylon, 18 years ago, the Argead king Alexander died suddenly at the age of 32. In 5 years preceding his death, his continuing military successes had reshaped the world known to the Greeks. This empire stretching uninterrupted from Egypt to the Indus, the shock of Alexander's early death and his lack of a chosen successor sent shockwaves throughout the hierarchy of satraps and generals who attended him, splintering his empire into elements ruled by these potentates, styled as the Diadochi. For many years, they and their successors have been locked in a bitter struggle over the future of the empire, drawing all nations over their sphere of influence into the conflict. The wars of the Diadochi will surely continue. Perhaps it is up to Thebes to decide how it will end. Well, I can tell you right now, it ain't gonna end well for us. And here's the part of that interesting histories mod, because there are some countries you play and they add this additional text. Now, 3 decades ago, Alexander of Macedon burnt the city of Thebes to the ground after an attempted rebellion against the Macedonian occupation. Thousands were killed in battle or later executed, while women and children were enslaved. Alexander's successor, Cassander, seeking goodwill and Greek allies, started the restoration of Thebes with major contributions from Athens, Megalopolis, and Messene. Now with its defensive walls rebuilt and ongoing restoration efforts throughout the city, Theban exiles have resettled the site, hoping to once again regain its former prominence. Time to make history, even though it's probably not going to be a good one for us. Hence the reason why miniseries, because I don't think I'm going to last that long as Thebes. Especially that we're wedged between Antigonid and Macedonian influence. Now, mind you, we are a city-state, which we could join defensive leagues and have alliances, at least 2 in relations. And as a city-state, your port is more defensible, you get to have more national commerce income, a little bit of integration speed, and +1 diplomatic relations, so I can have at least 2 allies, ideally, if I wish to expand somewhere. Now, it's good to know Hippostratos Aristodemon again. He's got no money, personal wealth, so siphoning funds is the only way to make sense. So he's tolerant, so unintegrated culture group happiness with 6. And he's self-controlled, which unfortunately adds which subtracts, I should say, very little to the local population growth. And he's 21 years old, he's a young man. So no base or zeal made little difference. But he's got charisma and finesse and no martial. But then again, the days of Thebes' glory has been long gone. Only their grandfathers remember this stuff. I only have 1 child right now, and he is the primary heir to be the next ruler of Thebes. Which, by the way, keep an eye on him. We're a monarchy, mind you. What else? Obviously there is no navy, but we do have an army. But we'll make very little money out of unless we start trading with something. Our main export is earthenware. The population is rather low. With different varieties of Hellenic Greeks from other parts of Greece, including one from over there in Magna Graecia. We only have a fortress. We only have 3 archers and a supply train. And these are our Pantheon. We got Apollo, if we wish to have more manpower recovery speed, which I may spend on that a little later. We got Hermes, my favorite Hellenic deity of economy. And there's Zeus, for aggressive expansion change. And Dionysos for national freeman. We do have a Temple of Thebes, which is contains the Hellenic temple for Dionysus. This is the holy site. There's two treasures. Tomb of Samela. Samela is the mother of Dionysus and a deity of her own right among the Thracians and Phrygians. Her tomb was an important part of the Temple of Thebes. And a right ton of Cadmus, a golden drinking horn said to be a gift from Zeus to the founder of Thebes, which adds more to the commerce value. But unlike Athens, right next door, and Sparta down there, and Epirus as well, they do not have unique missions. They do have unique missions. Okay, start over again, Lord Master. Athens, Sparta, and Epirus do have their own unique missions. Thebes does not. So if you're going to look for a mission, then go for Pan-Hellenic government. So, since the days of the Persian invasion, it became increasingly clear that the strengths of Hellenic civilization are wasted when division leaves us ripe for foreign invaders to plunder. If Greece is to flourish in these strange times, our people must be united under the leadership of a strong figurehead. So can Thebes rise again, is a question. Despite the fact that Pan-Hellenic government, I thought that was only for republics. But okay. For too long, Greece has been dominated by foreign kings or suffered the threat of invasion by forces of larger, unified foes. We must contend with disparate traditions, dialects, and governments, but it may be possible. Imagine becoming an ambitious unifier right off the start. Makes me more charismatic and more prominent, but adds a tiny bit of martial, which he definitely lacks of it. One thing's for certain, I ain't leading my troops to battle. There's going to be a general. Luckily, we got a man who can do just that. Kindly. Makes him less likely for cohorts to be loyal to him. Either that or a tactician, which adds more to the archer discipline. So you got a nice man, and a man who is much qualified for his job. And he's a pious man too. These happen. First, hegemon of the heavens. The time has come for the true Greek leadership of the Hellenic world, uniting the disparate voices of Greece into a new, powerful, unified state under our leadership. All oligarchies and monarchies in Greece gain 25 opinion of Thebes. There's a small chance that Hellenistic nations may be persuaded to change government or become our feudatory in the future. So, a pan-Hellenic government, not for republics, but for a monarchy. There's a version of that, apparently. Centuries of division. Dispute between democratic, monarchic, and oligarchic governments continues across Greece, each enforcing its tradition on their neighbors and vanquished foes. To unite Greece, the divisions must end by force or by diplomacy. We can rise above the chaos caused by Alexandros and his generals. Oligarchy is the surest guarantor of stability. Basileus Hippostratus will commence policies to spread oligarchy. Yes, that's what we have chosen. Oligarchy. Right. So, despite my lack of martial, and she doesn't have martial too, and already pregnant. Hey, day one, isn't it? But who are the prominent families? The Aristodemid, that's the ruling family. And we got the Akatasid and the Karikid. I don't know if that's correct, pronunciation-wise. You know, this son here, my son, is the primary heir. And these are the pretenders to watch out for. And this man's already disloyal. All Aristodemids in line of a newly rebuilt Thebes. as far as the timeline is concerned. A territory of Boeotian. And this one is guaranteed by Antigone. Well, that kind of puts us in a bit of a troubling position, isn't it? And we know that Athens is a territory of the Antigone. Boeotia proper is allied to Antigone. If I was to choose a side, I would probably be pro-Macedonian or pro-Antigone. If we wish to expand into the rest of Boeotia, we would have to go to this direction, except for the Macedonian-controlled areas. Delphi remains neutral, and so does this one. But that could change based on where our path will take us. Guess let's put up these national ideas. Martial ethos, ensuring that our soldiers and veterans hold a prestigious place in the social hierarchy, is key to their contentment and loyalty. Adds more morale to the army. I'll appoint a general soon. We don't have much money, but we'll go for complex tariffs. Whilst the simple tax on goods passed through our territory may be popular, a complex system will allow us to maximize revenue. Finally, religious ideas. I guess go for origin. It would give our leadership much greater authority if we were to suddenly discover that the origins of our nation could be traced back to the heroes of old. Well, if you're familiar with Theban history, you know who we're talking about. So now it's more national slave output. If we got any slaves, which isn't much, but it'll do. And since we have a weak military, I need two things. Gee, I don't know. Let's go for this. And some horses too. Our range is rather limited as a city-state. If I was to build up some military... No, not like that. This way. Think about the monthly cost to maintain of income. Heavy infantry may be temporary. Cavalry's cheaper, but light infantry's even cheaper, and they can take a lot of morale damage, which can be useful. And if you want to expand and besiege areas, it's best you take infantry. They have cavalry. So go for the tactician instead of our very best general, which we could definitely best him, but we'll put our trust in the archers. Let me see, 0.59. I think just start off with, give us 2 more light infantry, which we can get them right here in Thebes. For now. And your loyalty is good, so might as well start drilling. You know, it's best to be prepared for anything, and it adds up to a little bit of military experience over time. Since we just recruited them, we'll call upon Apollo for more manpower recovery speed. We're a city-state, mind you. So, we're stuck here. But if I was to declare war against anybody, probably be them. But I cannot start a war, obviously. But territory of Boeotia, which means if you attack them, you attack Boeotia. And attacking Boeotia means you are attacking Antigone. Correct? Yes, you are correct. Boeotia is an oligarchic republic. Next door, oligarchic republic. And we are just a monarchy right in the middle. And if you want to make alliances with somebody, well, good luck trying to find them. It would likely be with Delphi and Elatir, which they're both neutral. So yeah, this would be a good backup. Knowing that if we were to expand into possible conflict zones, it would be this way, but just wait a while. You'll probably be offered by better allies who could come over and help you. Well, obviously we're much bigger, different rank. And you cannot ally with subject countries, even though they'll be willing, but that's only if they are a subject. Only not a subject. Would you look at this? Very, very cheap. Okay then. Choose wisely. You don't have that much money. Just gotta make it more defendable. Even more heavy infantry discipline if we can just expand a little, have a sustainable economy and a good population, then you'll get heavy infantry. Just fighting with basics. Siege engineering. Army weight modifier. Siege ability. And learning on the job since we're recruiting. No need for this. I guess supply limit, and that's it, alright? Don't spend any more. Even though you'll make very little money. Especially when you have these light infantry come up, so don't get greedy. I was about to say, who is my court tutor? You. Let me see your traits. You know, that's just in case, you know, as my son grows up, when he reaches to the age of 12, we'll see what kind of education we'll get. If we last that long. So it's been over 20 minutes, so let's get this over with. Don't expect too much to happen around here. I'm sure we'll get offered for alliances by neighbors. Whoever it may be, while we drill our troops for training for a possible inevitable conflict with any of those neighbors that we've mentioned. And we have 100% legitimacy. Alright, we keep forgetting about this. I'm not used to monarchy. I'm more used to playing as a republic more than monarchies. Where if you want to claim without having to fabricate for it, just summon the war council. Which we had thoughts about that, but okay, we got our infantry, but it's costing us a bit, so perhaps we should just stop drilling. Because you can't drill anymore when you lower the maintenance. And I should remove that supply train. Because supply trains are only used for fighting in expedition wars. So And we get some of that in return. And then we make a profit. Again, we hardly go anywhere, so food supply is fine. But if we get our maintenance back up to the way it was, and start drilling again, that's what I want. There you go. You don't need a supply train, you're not going to go far. Oligarchic efforts. Basileus has surfaced as the greatest proponent of oligarchy, and volunteers his efforts to advancing our cause. You will do best to bend the ear of our neighbors and rivals, stoking dreams of a united Greece. Basileus is a good man. All oligarchies and monarchies in Greece gain 25 opinion of us. There's a small chance the Hellenistic nations may be persuaded to change government or become our feudatory in future. Here's our man, researcher, sarcastic and a sea dog. Yeah, but Boeotia only has, I was about to say, access to the sea? No? Yes? Up there. Okay. Restore oligarchy, which takes 60 days complete. Thebes will receive claims on all Hellenistic non-oligarchic republics in Greece. Thebes gain righteous cause, less aggressive expansion, and +1 diplomatic reputation. The Democrats of Hellas have weakened and led astray the Greek people for too long. It is time to extend reasonable government over the Hellenic world. Stirring action. Basileus Hippostras grows more blazing in his determination to bring Greece under the leadership of Thebes. Indeed, it is so necessary that he began drafting speeches attacking the backward governments of Greece to gather public support for their invasion. Strong government must prevail, so he will commence targeting Greek republics. I am to receive claims this coming February, by the end of February, in fact. So they encourage me to attack, but it would have to be an opportunity, like you just have to go this route. That's the reason why I said this is going to be a mini-series. I'm not expected to last that long, but hey, give it an effort. And hardly anybody's ever done a playthrough on Thebes. No need to summon a war council. Oh, here we go. War in Greece. The Antigonids in their hubris and folly have chosen to once again resume hostilities with Cassander of Macedon, in a vain attempt to prove dominance over those known as the Diadochi. We can only wait to see what effect this will have upon the politics of the known world, and how many sons must die to sate the bloodthirsty appetites of tyrant kings. It's troubling news. The Antigonid kingdom is now at war with Macedon. They only had one ally. Very clear up until... Damn. These are the allies I had called for, but... I guess that just puts us in a bad position then. Unless... I know what to do, but... It sounds like a stupid idea, but... Just wait till the little mission's complete. Speech. His biting words have stirred the populace with belief in need of for strong government and a reduction and replacement of Hellenic democracies. We will break them. Has gained claim on all Hellenistic non-oligarchic republics in Greece. So that means Athens, Nesiotic League, Orynia, Candonia, Gortna, Tarha, and Phryzos. We can declare war against them, but of course you are risking fighting against many others. Also, where's what? On, is that in Crete? Yes. Yes. Even though we have no access to the seafront. But neighboring Athens, How'd you like the alliance? Because, you know, they have these two in their back pocket. Too many for you? Just an idea. Get a toy. How many relations are they allowed to have? 2, I believe. Yes, as a local power. You know, be willing to accept the offer of alliance. Well, it's not like we're going to reform the Boeotian League. No. Really? You are allied with Macedon. Even though clearly we're not ready for war. But soon we will be. Because I'd rather fabricate a claim on you or rather expand on you. But we risk, you know, they be coming. And they will take over as war leader. That's what would happen. What we need for them is to get off of their guarantees. And fight against them. Well, we can just ask them for access if we're going to be fighting on their wars. It'd be a terrible thing if we fight against the Antigonid. Planning my demise. Would you like to be friends as well? There, you don't until you can have. If something happens, we'll be there. Just in case. Hold on. Maybe I ought to provoke them. Get them to fight a war against me so they can't drag Antigonid to come here. Let's send an insult at him. Nothing can restore your honor. Come on, fight us. Do a stupid move. You're gonna cast spell against us. Come on, attack us. You're being very bold. What do you got? Nothing. Come on, fight us. Okay, if he starts it, they won't come. And then we have every right to defend ourselves and then expand upon them. One of our researchers thinks he's just about to make a notable scientific breakthrough in the research he's currently working on. All that is needed is some more supplies and funds for the next couple of years. to be able to get his hands on some of these. He's personally asked our Basileus, Epistratus first, Mr. Demon, if he could be given access to them. The rest of our research would certainly suffer if we were to make this move. Maybe it is worth an effort. Oh, I am siphoning funds. He'll get everything he needs. So that jumped ahead to level 3. You got more manpower than I do. Come on, declare war against me. See what happens. God, keep insulting you? Fella. Another son. We're just getting ourselves ready for war, knowing what may or may not come. Made an alliance with Imperator. You know, sometimes they would have to let go guaranteeing and make more alliances if they wish to. When that opportunity comes, we attack Boeotian. And see Thebes be returning to prominence in the region. Whether in defense of the tenuous pact between Macedon or Egypt, or for self-serving means, we cannot tell. All we know that is Egypt has begun marching on the Antagonists from the south. The future of Alexander's once great empire looks ever more in doubt. Now they're at war with Egypt, led by Ptolemy. Now there's going to be a southern front, which the Antagonists will be more distracted by the fronts. Ionia. Hey, where are you going? Oh, I forgot. You're part of that war. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen with me. The conflict between the Boeotian is flaring up again with Seleucid armies crossing the border into Antigonid Syria. Will it ever end? Now it's their turn. I noticed that it's this form Boeotian, which is unlike Boeotia there. We become Boeotian. Boeotian League reformed that, which is possibly the only goal. We have to conquer it first, and Thebes becomes Boeotian. Yes. Oh, Thebes is not a republic. Must not exist, that's one thing. What's taking so long to get that morale up? I mean, I know I would do unit reorganization for army morale recovery faster, but... I'm waiting for them to... Okay, they made their alliance back again. They got rid of one guarantee, but if they need to make one more alliance, then we can attack Boeotia without the Antigonid interference. So we'll wait for that moment. For that is to come. Of course. Given access to my new ally. Just keep an eye on them. Because they may have to ditch Boeotia and make an alliance with somebody else. That's when the time is right. I mean, we don't have to form Boeotia, let's just be Thebes. Throughout. Revenge of the Furies. Our envoys bring news from Macedon where Basileus Cassandros has succumbed to the disease of the kings, an excruciating infection brought on by an intemperate diet. Already there are whispers that Cassandros is being punished by the gods for his treatment of Alexander's family. It is fitting, no? He's got the gout. You know, he's already been unhealthy as of late. Faulted him. Lately, we've seen growing numbers of people following Tank. Seeking the fortune of the gods, a priest and a small group of followers have arrived in Thebes, looking for a new home for their cult. They promise good fortune, and that our people will be well taken care of, if they are given some sizable funds and any help of getting started. Lose legitimacy. What's my legitimacy gain? Very slow. Although I'm getting slightly popular as the day passes and I'm about to finish siphoning funds. If I need to deal with any malcontents here, I'll befriend them. No need for bribery. What? Come on in. It's gonna take a stability hit. Which is bad. I mean, now it slows legitimacy a bit, but the penalty of that also is lower population happiness. But it'll calm up slowly but surely, which nothing we can handle. As I said, all we need to do is wait for the Antigonid to stop guaranteeing them, and then we will strike. Patience. Patience. I mean, he could definitely ditch Boeotia and make an ally of somebody else within Greece to help fight against Macedon. That's what we're waiting on. When that happens, declare war right now. Even though we would be fighting against the combined forces of Boeotia and Delphi, and that could spell trouble for us initially. Got a damn good general. I would most definitely look forward to working with you. Antigonid army got defeated. Where are those? Macedon was there mostly. Yeah, it was pro-Macedonian forces. Well, don't get killed too much out there. I'm gonna need your help. Matter of fact, with that defeat of the Antigonid forces, I think they may have to ditch him soon if they're gonna need some more allies in the mainland. We didn't get any cavalry anyhow. And will somebody buy our damn urbanware? Because we need to trade that out somewhere so we can make a profit. Rather than importing. Or alternatively, just trade for some other area. Hang on. Or we can try this again. Despite the fact they stopped trading orders with us, well then you're still trading in. News from Cyrenaica. After the murder of their previous governor of Cyrenaica, Orpheus, by his supposed ally Agathocles of Syracuse during their joint invasion of Carthage, it seems Ptolemaic Egypt is once again staking claim to the Pentapolis. They have dispatched Magas Magdum to oust the local rulers who have taken up arms to defend their cities against the Egyptians' aggressive invasion. Civil war has begun there. Oh, that's what happened. Very soon we're ready for war. Question is, are they? I know they are, but their cavalry may devastate us. Hippostratos of Aristodemus can always be trusted to handle those who do him wrong. With his admirable benevolence, some say that this invites trouble, but we know better. So he's become merciful, further increasing his charisma. And also adds less monthly tyranny. Citizens euphoric. The patriotic citizens in Thebes are ecstatic at our benevolent rule. In honor of our majesty, they have kindly raised a pitiful sum of gold, hoping to procure some political favor. We simply had a hard hope to tell them that their gift was a trifle. Waiting for that day to come. Hippostratos, for a reason only known unto himself, has begun view and was jealousy and distrust. Evil of having him in the same room as one the bound result in hostility. Now I start seeing him as my rival, which no. Bad idea. May possibly give him free hands. Not only for further loyalty, but also adds up to the corruption, which you never know. What's going on? You've declared war on Delphi. So, hey, can we join your war? Because you're against both of them. We're ready. Where is it? And why did our cohorts go down? And again, we can't declare war against them because the Antagonists will get mad. So come on, call us in. We're ready. You can take Delphi, I'll take that piece of land too. I can understand a cost-cutting measure. that war about? Take Beelsheba. If you get ambitious on me, then I'm gonna have to fight you. Heated debates in the court are not uncommon, especially where so many prominent members of society are involved. Lately, a wave of xenophobia has swept across Thebes, resulting in foreign values being regarded with great distrust. All the attendants at today's debate agreed, however, that Cavalius' opponent crossed the line today when he accused the Basileus of indulging in barbaric contestinian practices. That's an Iberian ethnicity, culture. I'll turn the other cheek, so now he is wise. We're adding further up to his finesse. He's tolerant, self-controlled, merciful, and wise. Sounds like a real nice guy, isn't he? Whereas his wife, comparably, is corrupt, benefactor, and arbitrary who isn't as nice. Ain't that something? Plus, the only thing the wife contributes to me is the zeal. Whereas I'm no good with martial, and neither does she. Just call us into war. What are you doing? Are you confident enough to have them on your back? We can easily crush them. If they just take Delphi and only Delphi, fine by me. But I await the day. You didn't bring your allies in, you're going in alone. That's bold. Ah, here it is. So calls upon us to join him in their wars against Delphi and Boeotian. This is the war that they've started. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the signal. Here it is. We're coming in. But beware. Beware indeed. Try skirmishing. It's mainly archers and light infantry anyhow. No heavy infantry. We're not ready for that kind yet. Plus their army is not at full morale, so this is going to be good. And plus, the Theban army has been training for this day. And that day has come, boys. We've defeated those combined forces. Get out of here. So, this area is going to be mine. Being influenced by Thebes. Yes, Thebes. We'll knock them out of the war shortly. And if you want Delphi, well, I would love to have that land for myself. But we can't do that right now, because we're already in hostilities. So you can come in now. You can take Delphi, I'll take this. Thank you very much. It's gotta be here. Well, now we can't get that cavalry. We'll just get the grain from Scythia. Yeah, they're causing that damage. Probably going that way. The 120th Olympiad. Once more, the renowned Olympic Games are due to occur in the city of Olympia. The traditions surrounding these games are ancient, rapidly dating back to the days of mighty Heracles himself. They are an occasion in which all of Greece rejoices. It is our custom to send the proudest most able young Theban athletes to compete in our behalf. We believe that we have found two ideal candidates, a stout fellow by the name of Asandros, and a well-muscled brute of a man who calls himself Hipparchus. Which of these finalists should compete in the games? One's a researcher and the other's just a miner. He's got better martial and finesse. And to me, high finesse adds a bit of a chance of winning the Olympic Games. At least that's far as I'm concerned, experience-wise. Don't attack. Even if they wish to besiege Thebes, they will last much longer than defense. Pleading a dreadful war with Rome, a number of important dignitaries have managed to escape into our lands hoping to find refuge. Our advisors recommend against giving them asylum due to the fragile political circumstances in our region. And indeed, much favors may be gained with Rome if we were to finish their job for them. Where do you come from? You're only at war with Samnium. Samnite War starts again. They're all Italiotians, and based on that last name, I think they are from there. I recall there was a city-state full of Italiotians. I guess that's where he came from. Right. We can either grant them in, or kill them all. But let's examine. Memnon is daring and kindly. Agathon, selfish, harsh, laughs. Loving, sarcastic, frantic. Damn, none of you are good. None of you are. Except for maybe the charisma and zeal, but I believe we got enough of those here. So, put them to death, because I would hate to have any more disloyal characters around here. Oh, hang on. One more check. 6, 9. Sure, there is no one better. Okay. And for the zeal, there's no one better. Why can't I just keep one and kill the rest? Okay, we'll reluctantly welcome them then. And I say reluctantly, even though the country's too small for a civil war. But I got my eye on you. What the hell's that man's name again? We just brought in the one that I like in particular. Those foreigners that came in, these Italiotians that fled Magna Graecia back to here. The guy with the high zeal. You. This one, I would grant him citizenship. But the problem is, which one is a minor character that shouldn't be holding that office? You. Beat it. The only thing you have to deal with is the low statesmanship of him. Let the war continue. They've integrated this area into Macedon. That's concerning. Despite being guaranteed by the Antigonid Kingdom, they can do nothing now. They could retake a small bit of territory, but they cannot have Thebes, because it will take much longer for them to besiege, and they don't have enough manpower to make it happen. So So here's the deal. You get Delphi, I'll get Boeotian. We plan on betraying them soon if we wish to expand further. And also that leaves us open season for Tanagra. For future reference. Let's get a good roll in. Huh? Who are you? One of the fabled veterans from the Silver Shields, the backbone of Alexander's army, is requesting a place to stay in Thebes. They have not often been seen after they betrayed Eumenes by handing him over to Antigonus. As the unit was split up and dismissed by the general, it seems that Decarchus was banished from Athens. We were banished by our neighbor. Well, look at you. You're a modest, content, and disciplined man. Now that's an ideal soldier. Although he's an old veteran, been serving since the days of Philip II and Alexander the Great. Come in, come in. You'll also be granted citizenship. You've done well. You're in charge of the army now. Yeah, sorry about that. Maybe a tactician, but hey, let's be friends, alright? Later, after the war. Oh, they're running scared now. Realizing who they've assigned a new general is. The games have been concluded. The great Olympic Games have come to an end with much rejoicing and celebration. The highlight of this year's Games was the final race of the Olympiad, the Hoplitodromos, which the competitors endured a full lap of the stadium, clad in full body armor. Marius of Theban crossed the finishing line a good hour after the race began, having to stop the foot outrageously with a group of giggling maidens. Overall, the victor was clear to be Antiochus Seleucid of the Seleucid Empire, first-time winner of the Olympics, whose brawn, virility, and Herculean vigor are beyond compare. He will go down in annals history as the history of champion Olympiad. He's the son of the Basileus. Well, what do you know? Well, once he returns to the Empire, he's definitely going to be very popular. Damn! So close. Ah, this man again. Yeah, the man of sound reputation. I thought, a noble man of great virtue recently started up to spar fiercely whilst attending a court. Such behavior is unbecoming of these people of stature. However, we've been called upon to take a side in the latest conflict. I got issues with him, so, and not so much for you, so I'll side with him. I'll become friends with that Philosophus. We were rivals once, but the accursed house of Antiochus. More news from Macedon, where now Philopos, the eldest son of the Diadochi Cassandros, has apparently been stricken with a terrible illness that's said to be slowly eating him away internally, throwing this succession of Macedon into disarray. A dreadful example of the consequences of sacrilege. He's got pneumonia and dysentery. And this. This help is out of free fall now. they've got Delphi. Help us out with the siege. Because it seems we just can't get it down ourselves. Don't be afraid. Come on down. The great temple of Delphi, dedicated to Apollo, has been sacked by the forces of Memphis. Our priests are sure that the only thing that this can only bring bad fortune upon their people. You did this! You bastards! You will pay dearly for this. We should have never done that. That's a holy sign. Let's go kill him. We'll do the bulk of the fight ourselves. And we're going to kill off the rest of their troops. That's all of them. And now sell them to slavery because of low-income country and there's very little tyranny, which tyranny can go down very fast thanks to the high charisma of young Basileus. Sell them to slavery. Let's take this all over and the war will be over. Just give me Boeotian. In fact, let's make that happen right now, as I said for deal. You get Delphi, I'll get Boeotian. Cannot abandon allies. Well, I guess they'll be the negotiators. You better make the right choice. We'll be in our position. We got what we want. If they're willing to give us. If not, well then you and I have a disagreement. Oh, they agreed. After a protracted conquest, we finally routed the Boeotian armies and laid waste to their lands. During the sacking of their capital, many important prisoners were taken. Many of them held important positions in the Boeotian Gerousia. They now languish in our dungeons, awaiting the fate that we decide to impose on. Well, we're not looking for talent right now, just imprison their leaders, rest will disappear. So we increased in rank, we are now a local power instead of a city-state. Since we've settled a single territory, we can join defensive leagues, have alliances, integrate cultural happiness up, integration speed up, so it's diplomatic relations in range. Well, consider this alliance broken for what you just did. You no good bastard. We're sacking that temple. That's what we're fighting over. But anyway, since we've taken this city, which is mainly exports wine, this has base metals, and also some local horses. Great. Most great. Oh, we're not quite there yet. It's not going to be until next November. But by then, they're going to have to ally with somebody. Now that they're free to ally whoever they wish to. And since we broke up the peace, right, getting rid of that alliance, you got until 5 years. No. But made up my mind, alright. Okay, we made our first gains as Thebes, so thumbs up to that. Even though we're likely going to go on a path this way, and probably want to avoid Epirus since one day that area is going to be a rising power. But it's a possibility that we may just have to extend either up this way or go back down to the Peloponnese. Do not go towards Attica. That's Antigonid territory. Subject of Antigonid. Also, we do have access to the sea, but there is no need for a navy. This is a land-intensive campaign that we're on. And we do make good money here. I'm sure it'll be better if we export something. But we didn't lose that much manpower as well. So. No, it's not time to introduce heavy infantry, knowing that the maintenance for the heavy infantry is higher than usual. And this is mainly because of our heritage, the Theban heritage maintenance cost. While we're here, keep drilling. Gotta be ready for everything. Gotta be ready for anything. I'm sure Tanagraph will be allied with somebody very soon. They can ally with us, but we will defeat them swiftly. These areas are starving out, but they'll be gaining food again. Cyrenaica defended. The Egyptian forces led by Marius have notably been routed by the Cyrenaican defenders, with Marius falling in the hands of their leader, Epimenes. The siege of Apollonia Karenakis was the turning point of the war, when the loyalist forces stormed the walls successfully despite horrific casualties. With this stunning turn of events, the Ptolemaic dynasty is already blaming Marius alone for this disaster and will surely attack Cyrenaica in earnest once they've licked their wounds. Perhaps Egypt is weaker than we thought, but we can't know that for sure. Well, yes they are. They lost half their manpower, but they're still holding on, fighting on multiple fronts. What has Thrace been doing? Thrace and Mosian War. Guess Thrace will not be any part. We'll take no part of it. They're still holding on. Really? Allied with Macedon? It would be a good insurance policy for against Antigonid aggression, but I don't want any part of this massive conflict that you got over there. Athenian, Megara, and others will surely come to Thebes. That is the last thing that we would want. But I'll accept this, but if you tell us to join your little war, no thank you. And ignored that other request. Incompetent stomach. Distraught officials from the province of Boeotia are reporting that a not insubstantial portion of the province's grain reserves have been allowed to fester and rot away due to the ineffability and competent practices that used to store them. The local people are in uproar at their toil being wasted so frivolously and worry about having to go hungry. All look to us for justice in this scarcely unbelievable scandal. Oh dear, oh dear. Wouldn't the province I control never be disloyal under me? Is that how that works? Hey, man. says province loyalty, right? We would... Where did the food go? And are we... Oh dear. What have we in? Okay, we have money, so see to that the standards are followed. But the units are resupplying. Damn. Need to expand more in order to get more food. This land isn't fertile enough. It's only here is the most fertile. These areas are not. This produces little food. This has some, but this doesn't. This poor excuse of a city. Taking up all the food. And now the Imperator Kingdom wants to ally with us. Are you crazy? Aetolia. Guaranteed by Egypt. What about them? Nothing, but we're almost there. Ignore the Antigone request. We already sided with Macedon. We said that we're going to be pro-Macedonian. What the hell are you playing at with the geographical politics? You're guaranteeing them. Well, you could have potentially used that to make it another alliance. But we'll await. Tanagar will be first, before we worry about going west. This area is another city, so... Oh, cities. Lots of them. The former general is now my rival. Can't say I blame him. Because I'm sorry, we found a better one. It's low food supply, but we're gaining them now. Good thing we decided to import grain. Glad I didn't take part of that conflict. Because I have other plans. All we need is to get Egypt off of its influence of Greece. But we shall expand upon them first, as they made no friends, so... Lucky us. Keep up with the manpower recovery. We may take a few casualties. No defensive league here from us. Because you're going to get conquered very soon. By us. Now we have a claim on them. Start. Don't bring any friends in. We can do this ourselves. They'll put up a resistance, no doubt, but they'll have nowhere to run. And plus they have wine up there. More wine means we get to export wine to whoever wants it, thus making us a little bit of fortune. And to use the said fortune to get us some heavy infantry. Because they'll be a difference maker in the Theban army. March on them fast. Strike as fast as lightning. We've taken their general. Some of the slavery, so we need money. That reminds me. Of the imprisoned. Because we need to sell some more of them for slavery, because we need to buy some things. 13. Six, not worth it. Anything above 9 is worth it, alright? 7. 9. Nope. They're all a bunch of worthlesses of crap. Should sell them all anyway. I mean, your tyranny goes down relatively fast, so get it up to at least 5, and you'll be alright. There may be some disloyalties, but don't worry about it too much. And it's stable. Just sell the rest. Again, we only do that whenever you play as a low-income country. Good enough. And we'll use the said money to buy us some inventions that we may need. Like diplomatic range, so we can trade whatever more. More loyalty that I need from you. National tax, that's what we need. Capital import route, another trade route. Yes, very beneficial. Yeah, sure, deck too. One more. Okay, one more then. Because that one's very valuable that you cannot deny. Ah, who cares? You're gonna enslave the rest anyhow. Buy it. Because, you know, fabricating claims faster would be good. Again, we're lacking in food, and we need more of that. What happens if we stack more grain up? Global monthly food modifier. Yes, yes, yes. Since Boeotia has food issues. Egypt. The grain capital of the world. Now we could definitely get them up faster to not only resupply our troops, but food for everyone. Especially that we're about to gain a third city in this small region. So tyranny can go down fast. And whatever loot is in there, we'll take it. And perhaps start building buildings in the future. Like tax office. And probably a forum for more freemen. Because, you know, well, a granary would also do. Since food has become an issue here. You ought to surrender soon. So, by the way, you're next. If Egypt stops guaranteeing you, then we'll strike. But the problem is, it's the two forts. We'll keep this fort here as it's bordered with them, as same for Thebes. That's tempting. I see more national commerce income as we have a habit of trading. But we need more money by enslaving some of them. Our army is fine, as we operate on a limited range, the Boeotian region. It's just the food has become a problem here. Didn't enslave anyone here. Let's do the same thing. Imprison their leaders and let the rest disappear. Very well. Look at all this wine. And this does have a granary here. So definitely contribute. And this would add a little bit of nobles in this particular city. Discipline. The ocean. Also, get rid of that. Because the zone of control is between us in Thebes and this on the other. So this ground stays neutral if there ever comes to hostilities between us and the Antigonids. Got it? Lower port control means more money in peacetime. Where are you going? Better Nick. Fine by me. Sorry about all this. But will somebody buy some wine? Oh, we got takers. Oh. This man has dementia. Who else wants some wine? You get it. We got one more to spare if anyone's buying. From now on, position the army over the border, knowing who will strike next. As long as Egypt stops guaranteeing. We have no ill will towards the Egyptians, but we do give them trade access. Pyrrhus of Epirus? Yes, serving as an admiral of the Antigonid Navy. Oh, Epirus is getting crushed. I guess the Epirite route sounds like a good idea right now. For our future conquest once we go this way. Tanagra has seen a huge influx of traders and travelers from far and wide recently. One of our advisors jokingly suggested we must have been blessed by Hermes himself. It might have been a joke, but paying our dues to the god might be a good idea nonetheless. It would only boost in long-term business, right? We will be inspired by the god and make the most out of this. Or just spend a little bit of money, so Thebes gets plus sound commerce, as well as commerce influx in Canada. Well, thanks to Hermes is in order. We know where we'll get our money from. Alright, let's have a look. Don't go overboard with it. Anything above 9. Hold off the rest. You're getting up there. Slow down. There's only 3 left, which we can get rid of them easily. We're at peace now. Official Basileus and I'm very charismatic. Which, by the way, also its popularity. You'll be fine. I'm rather corrupt. Also, when you have corruption, it lowers the monthly wage and monthly legitimacy, political influence. Don't go overboard with this. And since we're going to be at peace for a while until Egypt abandons them, and then we'll come in and take it over. Then make our way further in as well. And this newfound money that you've earned, while a little expensive, Boeotian helmet, favored by Alexander himself, allowed a good advantage of one's surroundings while still providing protection to the cranium. Get to wear those again. And more national commerce income, and lowered the build cost. So we would like to build our first building here. Tax office for starters. Unfortunately, our old man has dementia. Can't cure him. So the rest. There, no more of that. Now you could just sit there in peace for a long time. While we make some good, tidy money. If anybody wants to buy our wine or earthenware, may be free to do so. Well, I don't know about that because the army maintenance cost lowered. So I have to tell them to buzz off. But at least we're getting food again in this fertile country. Unfortunately, the northern half of Boeotia will go to Macedon, which it has iron, stone, and more iron. And when we advance, there's going to be some wood for shipbuilding and stones. And over there where our ally lives, there's livestock. So we got enough income to reintroduce at least a unit of heavy infantry. So that way there'll be a difference maker in future conflicts. Coalition forces. At least we can see where our ally is doing. I have 16 cohorts. Oh, that's where the power lies. This weakened army. They have lowered the size of their army for cost-cutting measure. But remember, even if we do attack them, Egypt becomes war leader, and that's going to add more problems. As custom dictates, the eager yet politically inexperienced man, Thebans, has approached us in other sense, seeking for our formal patronage. Such a request carry a few practical duties, would increase the standing of these Thebans among his peers. Such a benevolent action may also integrate us with the Theban elite. Consider it done. Whatever makes me popular, and tyranny will go down faster than it should. At least we're getting a modest. We have our claim, but now we're... Well, there might be a civil war if this keeps up, and we may have to take advantage of the chaos. Okay, let's end the episode with this. The greatest threat to any nation comes from not from without, but from within. The constant infighting between those who would name themselves heir can consume countless resources of lives. Our spies at court soon that Marius, Aristodemus, a man who's made no secret of his ambitions for the throne, is plotting to ensure his future by doing away with the competition. We should keep a watchful eye on him. He's somewhat loyal. They say he's greedy, lazy, and all that stuff. Nonsense, we should put more faith in our subjects. This will start a plot chain event. Well then. He's doing a mission similar to ours. That's why he got that claim. A plot chain event. That's how we're going to end this episode. We'll see what comes up. But in the meantime... Oh, war's over. Macedon lost. The Antigonids made their gains. Here, these two up there. Helena too. But they did not take Corinthos, oddly enough. Now they're going to shift their focus towards Egypt and the Thebans. Well, he's about to die. Where's Petra? Oh, over there. What harm Alice is going to do? I know that if we attack them, Tigonids are going to have a fit. So I would most love to attack them. You know, Egypt is going to be the war leader, and I can't do a damn thing about it. You can take the war goal, but it will take an eternity to have to bring all of Egypt's forces over here, which would no doubt devastate us. So you could say that if we fight against them now, Macedon and the other won't join. Plus, there's still a truce. So be patient. Huh? Oh, yeah, we cancel military access. Fine by me. They're just going back to their place. And you're definitely not going to betray your ally because they're with Macedon. Perhaps we should be future members of a defensive league. Boeotian Defensive League. Boeotian Defensive League. I could see that happening. Epirus is gone. Circumstances change quickly in the Theban court, and it appears that plotting is no longer necessary for now. Very well. At least he was a nice man. have to make our way over there and get on down here. That's what's going to add our interest. We'll stop here on October 1st. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's for the first episode of our Theban mini-series. When I say mini-series, because I believe I'm not going to last this long, but hey, at least the first time since the Masaliad series here on the Lord Master channel. So, what's next for this Theban series? Well, one, something's got to give over there. Either civil war, or Egypt abandons them, and thus we'll come in and wipe those two out. Come in and take them out, and then go up north, and then down in the Peloponnese. Who knows if Thebes is really gonna rise up from the ashes. Even though it was Macedonia under Cassandros that helped us rebuild, and we thank him for it, as he's now passed. And now he's been seeking treatment, and I guess he's been getting better. He got over his pneumonia and the other disease. Well, we wish nothing but the best of him. And we should be wary of the Antigonid threat. They've allied with Sparta, along with Aetolia. So these two need to get rid of them, even if it means to take the islands. And them too, because it's who else we're dealing with. No, they got one ally now. Defensively, I see. Right. Hey, since we like each other so much, do you think it would be a good idea to make your a client state in the future? Although they'll say no, but it's okay. I mean, once we advance to Delphi in the future, that means a whole nother city to collect. Then we go further. So we'll see where this goes in the next episode of Thebes. But until then, so long for now.